Welcome day 2 of the Nutrien Classic 2023. Once again to do the recap up here on the panel. G'day Hannah.
How are you this morning?
Yeah, very, very good. It was a action-packed day 2. Once again, we were inside with the challenge and outside with 3 drafts. It was just once again phenomenal day.
Absolutely. It's I really enjoy when we get into the swing of things. Wherever you go here at ALEC, there's something happening, indoor, outdoor. It's all the action all the time.
Now we'll get straight into it. The second third of the Classic was run.
Yeah.
Once again, we've got someone up there on the top of the leaderboard with 90 points. Alpha competitor Jason Comiskey moves up there to join Rob Leach on 90 points. Once again, phenomenal for the round.
Yeah, that's a really nice metallic cat horse that was purchased in 2021 from Tommy Williamson. Metallic Dash, drafted as Dash. A four-year-old gelding out of More Karma, who's a really well-performed mare. He's also performed really well here. So an exciting horse, and they won a futurity draft at Retreat Creek last year, So, they're coming in hot. One to watch for sure.
Another big score on 89 points. No stranger to the grounds here at Tamworth. Such a great human, great guy. Warwick Lawrence, 89 points. He's told me this morning, great friends of theirs have rang up. Josh had hurt his knee and asked Warwick would he, take the horses on, and once again he has done that, and look what he's done. He's got him 1 point off the lead in the first round of the Classic. That's
pretty amazing, isn't it? You do hear a few of those stories of people sort of riding horses that they may not be familiar with, and what a credit to them as trainers and riders to be able to come out and put a result on the board like that. Pretty phenomenal. And that was Kitty Longstockings, one of my favourite horse names out of the group, a cat out of hell. Really, really nice little horse, bought in 2021.
And also the horse itself is going back through the sale this year, 2023, lot 538. You want to talk about performance, you got it on the board already. 89 the first round of the Classic. So it was just a great result for great people.
Absolutely. That's one we're going to look forward to sort of seeing going through the sale and towards the end, but definitely one to mark in your book.
Then we move down, we've got another 389s, and you want to talk about this. They're all one stylish Pepto, so yeah, it'll be a nervous time with the one stylish syndicate, but you got Ben Hall on a one stylish Pepto gelding, Sandy Tail, Navidity style.
It's a bit of a mouthful. Sandy Tate Navidi style, I think.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Out of the good open mare of Emma Webb. So, once again, and it's just nothing Ben can't do. Like, whether you want to be, it'd turn his hand to be a stunt driver if need be.
Absolutely. And one of those northern bred horses from Russell Walmsley, out of that good mare that Em rode, and owned by the Carrigan and Bradley Syndicate. An exciting horse, and definitely some of those northern horses coming down this year are really bringing the goods. It's exciting.
Another one stylish gelding, Samal Allen, drafted as True Blue, originally sold by Mick Knight, come through last year, and then was sold again by the Goodmans from Durai, and Darren Jones has got it up there in the Highswell for Lindsay and Belinda Hindle. So another good story that hopefully that we can follow them through.
Absolutely, and Darren's had a lot of success with horses in the Challenge and the Classic here, and we'll be looking for hopefully to ride one to the win, which is hopefully it will be exciting.
Now another great story is Murray Wilkinson's riding a horse through for Jamie Inglis, and he's run 88 late yesterday. Murray's no stranger to success, but no stranger to everything they do with the cattle, with Elliston and Rob Teague and everyone down there at Elliston. To see Murray come up here and do that, it's no surprise, but it's very comforting.
Absolutely, and I actually caught up with Murray for a classic convo yesterday and touch base about what goes into bringing those cattle down here from Elliston. The team there, do a mountain of work, and those cattle ran beautifully in the young guns yesterday. A heap of outside scores, so I think it's 11 years they've been bringing cattle here as cattle donors. So it's hard to put into words how much appreciation we have for those guys, because it's no small feat.
And I think one of the biggest things is Yellowstone have Rip and Elliston have Rip, So we've got him too. He's Australia's version of Rip. You're giving them sunnies and the black hat, and he's our version of Rip. So
you'll love that.
But once again, we move on to the young guns. There was almost 60% of outside scores. It was just phenomenal. Like the first 21 runs were all scores bar one, all full scores.
Unheard of, hey? Like, that's unreal, and that's 15 to 25-year-olds coming out and doing that. That's pretty amazing.
And we go back and we talk about the leaderboard. We've only gone through the first half of the young guns, but sitting up there on top is Toby Coulthard riding Fig. Well, who can forget that time at Sydney Show when Fig goes round and wins World Championship draft with Bruce on board?
Unreal, and really dominated down there. A horse that's so well performed. Toby's been up north running the camp at Brunette for AA, flying choppers. All that Barclay mustering, I think, must be coming into play, because he went out there and just put it around yesterday. A really accurate, determined ride. He got a 65 for Horse Week. That was well deserved.
And we talk about the young guns. You don't just get 65 off one of the best that we've ever had in the game, with Bruce McNaughton swinging the whip. It was just a privilege for those riders to go out there and ride under such a legend in Bruce. It's a great a great thing for those kids. And then we go back into 90 points was Shani Beachaz riding Alamo. And we talk about legends in the game. We talk about Shani's grandfather in Ken Bolton. That's another legend that's phenomenal, that she can come and ride her grandfather's horse into sitting currently second in the young guns.
Absolutely. And those GCA riders, especially those young riders from down there, they're a force this year. They've come up, they're putting scores on the board left, right and centre. So, there's something happening down in the south there, because it's really coming together for those guys this year. It's exciting, and look forward to seeing what Shani does in the next round.
Now, we talk about that with Shani's uncle's horse is also sitting in equal second as well. So we've got Lane Bowman riding the Peter Bolton's Reflex. Now, as a horse that's been extremely successful up here at Tamworth as well. So
absolutely,
it's just it's phenomenal how these young guns are stepping up, which is no surprise. We've had a two-time winner in Matt Moffat and Huey Miles, and everyone win these young guns. Like it's a very, very high quality camp draft.
Absolutely, and look, a special one too in memorial of Charlie Marr, but it's become an event that's really synonymous with the classic now. It's getting young people interested, bringing them into the game, and they love it. It's one of our most popular events, so one we look forward to watching, and the talent there is just unreal.
And we also moved on to the second third of the Open camp draft.
Yeah.
Couple of 90-point runs. 90 is Ty Withers from down in the hills at Tumut, riding Scott and Tanya Bandy's Rooster, who is also by Hazelwood Connerman. One of the big things, we're missing Scott and Tanya here this year, so a big shout out to you guys at home. It doesn't feel the same without seeing you here. So yeah, we're it's these are the people that you like to see when you come down to this. But it was great to see their horses and that he's still been on the leaderboards and yeah.
Absolutely, and really impressive from Ty. I think that was his first ride on that horse and just came out and smashed it. So that's hard to do. And credit to him. That's a really good ride.
Another 90 points was Peter Black on Spin Again, owned by Leanne Comiskey. Yeah, one of the best performed combinations out there. They've won some of the biggest restricted opens in the biggest competitions. So, you know, it's going to be it's going to be a ding-dong battle when we get into that second round of that open camp draft.
Absolutely. You come out, like, we look down the list now, some of these combinations are some of the best performed and most competitive in the country. So regardless of what happens, it's going to be a good one to watch.
Another local competitor combination that's had a huge amount of success here, Hugh Miles and Time's Up. We seen him win the open camp draft at Armidale last week. He's on fire, and hopefully he can keep going through drawing the cattle and get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. He was second in the stallion draft and the open here last year. So they'll be really looking for that big ticket this year and get the win for owner Peter Schumack. But that's a horse that's really making his mark in the industry now. We're seeing his progeny not only come through the sale and do really well through that, but also, you know, they're starting to win drafts themselves. So exciting times for them.
And no stranger, we got 89 points. Got Will Durkin and Durkin's Jewel, the conman mare owned by Rob and Wendy Durkin. Just absolutely, you know, superstars of the industry. And we see that the Jewel ran second to Huey on Time's Up at Armidale. Everyone's in tip-top form coming into this, and it's just going to be great to see them all battle it out in the second round.
Definitely. This is one of my favourite combinations to watch. Like, some of the smoothest runs you'll see are from Will and Jewel, and hard to list, you know, the amount of achievements that they've had together, but hopefully they'll be looking to add the open to that as well.
And we want to talk about good horses and great humans. We go down to another 89. You've got Tony Mortimer and Timed and Tuned. Exceptional horse, exceptional human. The progeny are going on, and he's just, you know, it's just great to see. Like, he's all sponsored for many, many years, Timed and Tuned. Just amazing, just, you know, to see that he can come down and draw a cow to show off the stallion.
Absolutely. Tony and Kate, renowned for breeding beautiful horses and beautiful Brahmins up there at Rocky, and this is a horse they imported from the States. He's won the stallion draft at Paradise. He's done really well across the board. They always bring down some beautiful progeny every year. They're great types, so we're looking forward to seeing him in the stallion draft as well, I think.
Now, we've also got Laura McNaughton. They've got it here as Laura McIntosh.
So, that might have been me. Sorry, Laura.
So we've got, Laura riding Cuban Cigars, which is also a graduate of the sale on 89 points. So it's great that these horses have gone on. They've had the talent young. They've come out of that. They've gone into open company, and 89 points. It's unreal. It's one of the most humble people you could ever see.
Definitely.
And,
Laura is like one of the most committed, and, you know, the work ethic and commitment she's got into her horses is unreal, and it's all behind the scenes. She's, as you say, a very humble competitor, so it's great to see her. She's really delivering on all fronts, both in her sale horses and competition horses at the moment. So always, you know, she's gonna produce something with quality, and yesterday was no disappointment.
Now we go back over into the indoor arena. We've got the Pride's Easy Feed Challenge. Once again, a huge day there, some huge scores. On the top of the leaderboard with 88.25 is the PCD reigning medal, owned by the 2FL syndicate from Queensland. Couple of good characters in that.
Yeah.
Like the likes of Josh Herman, and we got the Country Trucker Caps, Brett Hanley, great people. So good to see them have some success with a horse that they put a lot behind.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of incentive attached to this stallion. So I think there's 80 grand worth of, you know, campdraft incentives attached to progeny for that horse, and really exciting. Josh Smith on board, he's on fire. The challenge man. So, you know, they're coming in all guns blazing, and a really great run. He was sold by Peter and Carolyn Doonan, from Charters Towers. last year, and he was one of the top price colts. And it's great to see those horses that make those sales results, but are coming and delivering in the arena.
Another horse that came through the sale was a very high price horse as well, Branchvale Metal Alloy. Owned by Kubar Performance Horses, just out the road here. Roger's put a lot into the sale, a lot of commitment, a lot of money. It's great to see that horse. What he done in the cutting pen with Mark, and then he went on one Cloncurry. Now he's back here in the challenge, right up there. It's going to be a great thing when they get to see a cow, and then hopefully see them back in the final.
Absolutely, and you really look down the list of these horses that are coming into this challenge having had a lot of performance in the last 12 months, 2 years. They're coming into this so well prepared, and the standard yesterday was really amazing. Like every year we say that the horses coming into that challenge getting better and better, but yesterday, you could have been anywhere in those top events in the world. It was a really amazing, few dry series to watch.
And back into third spot was Leah Reid on Lethal King Cole, owned by the Challenge Syndicate, which is Peter Shakespeare and Matthew Crane. Was purchased off Nathan Wilson and Bridie Hughes for $80,000, and everything that they've tried to produce or aim for with the colt has come off. They want to come back to challenge him, and here we are. He's sitting third in the after the first round with the dry.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing really well with Leia on board, and this is a really cool little horse that was bought with a purpose and is really delivering on that purpose. He's really excelling in that working cow horse and challenge space, so another exciting one to watch for sure.
No stranger to the arena, John Templeton, Serene Romance, Wolf of Wall Street filly out of Sereness. So you look at all these horses, they've all got great mothers, and put the good trainers on them, and bang, they're right there in the mix of it.
Definitely. Jeremy and Vicky Storia bought this horse out of that 2009 Bred for the Future sale at Willinga. Really stunning mare, bred by Mark Simshawser at Kempsey Quarter Horses, bred to the hilt, and a really beautiful horse to watch. She actually finalled in the challenge last year, so they'll be looking for another crack and another win. She's come in really hot this year and is looking good.
Then we go down to someone that has been, right with back in the landmark days through to the Nutrien. He's been an advisor. You nearly call him the captain coach. He's been anything that's been here. He's had a fair bit to do with it. Michael Wilson on Acres Last Stand, owned by the Lockerbie stock horses. He's right up there, and if anyone knows Michael, when the cow stuff comes, he will pin the ears back. He will have a go.
Absolutely. It's good to see the Gunnedah flag flying. He's riding a horse for some local guys over there, and he will be coming in teeth gritted. He'll be ready for action, I think.
He'll leave no stone unturned, and it will be it'll be something to see, because he won't leave no points at for chance. It'll be good, and we can't wait to get Captain Coach up here to have a talk to us.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
And then rounding out the leaderboard, we got Josh Smith again on Smith Family, More Gypsy, horse owned by the Donaldson family. One more Playboy horse. Once again, they're no strangers to all the challenge campdraft arenas.
Definitely, and look at the breeding on that horse. A One More Playboy by the very famous Spins Gypsy of the Smiths. That's a mare that's performed in the cutting pen. She's made nearly $100,000 in her lifetime earnings. Drafts like a superstar. Produced some really amazing horses, and this looks like it could be another one of those to watch. I think it also was a horse that ran second in the Snaffle Bit Futurity at Nebo, so it's performing in a lot of arenas that'll lend itself to this challenge, and exciting to see what happens.
Well, that's our wrap up of all the competition on day 2 here at the Nutrien Classic 2023. Final third of the Open Camp Draft Judge down there in the main arena. We'll then get on to the wet work of the challenge, the Pride's Easy Feed Challenge in the indoor arena. Then we'll have the final half of the Young Guns. Then the first round of the Stallion Shootout. And the final third of the Nutrien Classic. Then we'll have where we're going to go. We'll have the sports bet up to see who's going to go through, for paying what price to get through to the Classic final.
Absolutely. Exciting, and some second rounds coming tomorrow. There's a lot of action. We can hear some yipping out the back there with the wet work happening in the challenge. So I'm sure there's some good runs and no lack of action today.
That might have been Michael Wilson, so everyone's clapping and cheering as he goes down the wall because it will be big.
Absolutely.